Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Few chapters back, we saw Krishna saved Pandavas and the baby in Uttara's womb from the Brahmastra. Now Shaunaka Maharshi asked Suta Pauranika about the birth and deeds of that King Parikshit of great wisdom, how his death came about and what destiny he attained after death. So Suta says, after regaining his kingdom, King Yudhishthira protected his subjects like a father. He was free from the thirst of all enjoyments. He had untold riches. His consort Draupadi and brothers were all devoted to him. His fame had reached as far as heaven, but he was totally detached from material pleasures, as he had given his mind to Sri Krishna. Now Suta starts to describe the birth of King Parikshit. When the child was in the womb of Uttara and was attacked by Brahmastra, he saw a wonderful person in the womb, an effulgent person of the size of a thumb, Angushtha Matra Mamalam, Spurat Purata Maulinam. He was wearing a dazzling golden crown, Apichya Darshanam. He was looking very beautiful. Tadidvasasam. He was wearing a garment which was like a flash of light. He had a long 4 arms, Srimad Dirgha Chatur Bahum. He was wearing golden earrings. He had lotus-like eyes, and he was holding a mace in his hand, which was looking like a bright comet, and he was waving it in all 4 directions, revolving around the child all the time. He was quenching the fire of the Brahmastra with his mace, even as sun disperses the fog. The child kept looking at this wonderful person and wondered who it was. Having quenched that fire, Lord Shri Krishna, who is infinite by nature, disappeared in the womb itself. That unborn child of 10 months still looking on. Then at an hour which was favorable for the development of all noble traits was born that child who maintained the thread of Pandu's line. Yudhishthira was very happy, and he called rishis like Dhaumya, Kripa and others and had benedictory hymns recited. According to scriptures, a family does not contract sutaka till the navel string, which is umbilical cord, is cut. It is only after the cord is cut sutaka commences. A gift given before this operation brings an inexhaustible state of merit to the donor. So King Yudhishthira, who knew the right moment, bestowed gold, cows, land, villages, elephants and horses and food grains to Brahmanas. Pleased by the gifts, Brahmanas told Yudhishthira, when his entire race was about to be extinguished, this child has been saved by Lord Vishnu. Hence, he will be called Vishnu Rata, the one who has been saved by Lord Vishnu. He would be a great Bhagavata or a great devotee and an exalted soul. King Yudhishthira was not satisfied and asked again, all the kings in my race, they were all glorious and high-souled royal sages. Will this child share that good reputation? He asked. So Brahmanas replied by telling all qualities of Parikshit and said, O Yudhishthira, this grandson of yours will protect his subjects like Ikshwaku, eldest son of Vaivasvata Manu, and will be devoted to Brahmanas and true to his word like Sri Rama. He will be like Shibi Chakravarti in doing danam, giving asylum to everyone. He will be like King Bharata, the son of Dushyanta, in bringing fame to his people. He will be like both the Arjunas in the art of archery. One Arjuna is Pandava, we all know, and the other one is Kartya Veerarjuna. He will be like both of them. In even-mindedness, he will be compared with Brahma himself, while in graciousness of disposition, he will be equal to Lord Shiva, and he will be support of all the living beings like Lord Vishnu. He will be generous like Rantideva and pious like Yayati. He will be firm like Bali and unflinching in his devotion to Sri Krishna as Prahlada. He will subdue Kali in the interest of Mother Earth. Hearing of his impending death at the hands of Takshaka, chief of serpents, he will renounce all the attachment and take refuge in the feet of Sri Hari. Having heard the truth about Atma Tattva from Sri Shuka himself, and will attain the feet of Lord Hari. It was this very child who was known all over the world by the name of Parikshit, because this gifted boy, after seeing someone, he would think, is this the same person whom I saw in my mother's womb? He would verify every person he saw if he was the same person in the womb. So because he did pariksha of every person he saw, he was called Parikshit. With the love of his grandparents, Prince Parikshit grew up very soon, like the moon in the bright fortnight, waxing by degrees. Every day becomes full very soon. The king Yudhishthira now made up his mind to perform an Ashwamedha Yaga in order to atone for the loss of lives because of him in the war. But since he had no money, he became thoughtful. So then Krishna called out all Pandava brothers and asked them to go to the north direction. There was a lot of unclaimed property lying there, so he called them to go and bring that. In the Manu Vamsha, there was a king called Marutta who performed a sacrifice which was unequaled by any of the other sacrifices. All the vessels used in that sacrifice was made of gold. On the conclusion of the sacrifice, the king had all the vessels thrown in the north. He gave untold wealth to the priests by way of their fees. It was more than they could carry home. Hence they came away, leaving a major part of it on the sacrificial ground itself. Since all the unclaimed property goes to the ruler as a matter of right, the Lord had all this wealth transferred to Yudhishthira and devoted it to a sacred cause. Having thus got all the requisites for the sacrifice, King Yudhishthira performed 3 Ashwamedha Yajnas. Lord Krishna, who had been invited for the occasion, stayed with him for some months. Then, with the leave of the king and his younger brothers, he proceeded to Dwaraka, this time accompanied by Arjuna. With this ends the 12th chapter of Book 1, titled The Glory of Birth of Parikshit. Hare Krishna.